I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Hi, Mike and Arlen, Our Philippine Journey. Thank you for joining us. If you are a returning subscriber, we really appreciate it. This channel wouldn't be what it is without you. And if you're new, please do consider subscribing. And of course, we always appreciate that thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Look, I've touched on this subject in the past, but I think it's time, after some recent comments made by people, to go a little bit further in depth and look at what exactly is happening here. If you're an expat, if you are from America, from Britain, from the UK, and you're coming here to the Philippines for that simpler way of life, it's always going to exist, but it's going to become much more limited. And I'll tell you why. And it may not happen in your lifetime, but it's happening, and it's happening rapidly. I get a lot of comments and emails from people that talk about how we don't live a normal Filipino lifestyle. And I would argue that if it sort of depends. If you were living in Makati or BGC or the heart of Manila or some other areas, we certainly are living even below the standards of some Filipinos, actually below the standards of a lot of Filipinos. Okay? There's a lot of money here, and the money continues to grow. Filipinos have one of the strongest work ethics I've ever seen. They will work all day for the luxury of earning enough to feed their family for that day. It's terrible, but it's the way it is. So if they're able to figure out how to work smarter and still work harder, they make more money and they reinvest it. We talk about being in the province and, it's a slower pace of life. Well, sure it is. And it's also still a complex way of life for many. That being said, what drives this economic growth that's going to impact you? Well, I'll tell you what drives it. Social media. All right. When you have the number of people in the Philippines, when you have the number of Filipino accounts that are part of social media, which is a worldwide, global influence, things will change. And as you're well aware of, the internet doesn't go slow, it goes full speed. And people are going full speed, adapting, improving, and changing. All right? It's obvious and it's apparent. You can take a look at some of the big bloggers in some of the other cities, and here even, that the price of living has gone up, and it continues to go up. All right? And it's doing that because there are Filipinos that can afford it. Lynn and I live in a relatively upscale condo complex. And we have plenty of Filipino families that live here. And I'm not talking about just expats with a Filipino partner, wife, and kids. I'm talking about Filipinos with Filipino wives partners, and kids. All right? Don't think for a minute that Filipinos are dead broke. You can listen to some of the people in the provinces, and they can tell you how they're surviving and having a perfect life, and they're happy with their life on, whatever the budget is that they've put out there. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just saying it's going to change. Things are going to become different. So what kind of influence is this, really and truly? How much of an influence is it, you may ask? Well, let's take a look. TikTok, for instance. Okay? TikTok, which is nothing more than keeping up with the Joneses 9 times out of 10. 43.4 million Filipino adults use TikTok. That's 37% of the country's population. And these are not old people, okay? These are young people. Okay, that's TikTok. Big deal. How about Instagram? 19.2 million Instagram users in the Philippines. 37% are males, but 62% are female. And Instagram is all about influencing and fashion. Now, it's about other stuff too, but is what it is. All right, YouTube channels. I didn't even bother to look up actually because there's so many bloggers in the Philippines that count YouTube channels, but there are over 40 million adults daily on YouTube. 40 million. Okay? That's a lot. And what are they seeing on YouTube? Most Filipinos, although some certainly do, watch Filipino channels. A lot of them watch channels in other countries. And they're seeing what life is like in those countries and how people make a living in those countries. And that's going to be a goal that they have. I mean, that's just the bottom line. So when you start talking about close to 40% of the population of the Philippines, all right, is on this social media, and I don't even count Facebook, all right, but they're on social media daily, then recognize that the vast majority of those people are under the age of 50. These are people still who have prime work years and time to invest money and build a future. And they're doing it. We see it here in Angeles all the time. We see people here, we see Filipinos here driving around in Mercedes and BMWs, all right? We see it all the time. If you look at some of your biggest YouTube channels in the Philippines, they're Filipinos. Okay? They're actors and actresses, and they're influencing what their fan base wants. Take a look at, I don't know, what something pink, K-pop bands and something like that. These are all influencing the way things go. Now, do not misunderstand me, and please make sure you keep in mind it's going to take a very, very, very long time for all of the old-rooted Philippines to be changed. It's going to take a long, long time. But what you are going to see is a very systematic change. You've got an airport being built out in Cavite that is going to handle 3 times more of the traffic than NAIA in Manila. You've got high-speed rail interconnecting all over in Luzon, and if I'm not mistaken, There's a project or two down in Mindanao. All right. You've got toll roads that are being built, expressways to move people and to move merchandise, produce, everything that goes along with it. Look, I'm not saying it's a good thing. And there are going to be some expats, one in particular I'm sure of, but there are going to be some that absolutely do not think that this is a good thing. And I'm not going to argue with it because everybody's entitled to their opinion. And there's nothing that says that our opinion is any better than anyone else's or that it's right or wrong. It's just a simple opinion. But when you look at it from world economics, when you look at the growth of countries, okay, they reach a point and then they explode. And the Philippines is fast approaching that. You are seeing tremendous outpouring of construction of high-end residential living throughout the Philippines. I saw a blog on a high-end development going up, down, a big high-end development going up, down in Iloilo. I've seen another in Davao. I've seen, of course, we know about all of them in Manila, all right? And then here in Angeles, there are two big, major residential mixed-use developments that are going to be built. And I'm talking about large, okay? We're talking about capable of handling 15 to 30,000 people in that one development. Things are not what they used to be, and things are not going to continue to be what they are today. Progress is inevitable. Now, again, I know people don't want to hear this. I know people don't want progress to happen. They want the simple, simplistic, isolationist type of lifestyle that they came here searching for. And I don't blame them. We know people that are like that. They love it. Okay? Great. I don't know what it's going to be like where you live. I have no clue. But eventually, maybe not in your lifetime, maybe not in your children's lifetime, but everything's going to get eaten up eventually. People are making more money. All right? People give us a ration of crap because we don't have a frugal lifestyle or as frugal a lifestyle as a Filipino does. Well, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to make apologies for living a lifestyle that I worked hard to gain. And I'm not going to lower my lifestyle unless it's something that becomes necessary. We put money into charitable contributions. We put money into family. We put money into the poor and needy. We don't advertise it and we don't show it because it's really not anybody's business. But those people that we give money to, they deserve a break. One of those kids that we help feed or whatever we contribute to, that might be a senator in 20 years and remembering what they brought up or remembering how they needed a helping hand and what they could do for their country. We're all for it. That's not to say we give money away by any way, shape, or means, because we just don't. Okay? Hey, a couple of housekeeping items real quick. We are on Buy Me a Coffee right up here. All right. If you'd like to contribute to the channel, please feel free. Otherwise, If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. And please, if you found this informative, hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Otherwise, what we would like to say is you're not going to know what the Philippines is like or what it's going to offer you until you get on a plane and you come here. And we encourage you to do that. We encourage you to get on a plane, come to the Philippines, and check it out. See if it is what you do or do not like. Because there's a lot of diversity here. You can go from very rich areas to very poor areas, just like in the U.S. Okay? All of that being said, get over here. Give it a try. Plan your trip out. That's important. So, with all of that, we thank you very much for giving us your time, and we hope you have a great day.